Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the first summer 2024 update from GavsWeatherVids. So here we go, it's time to bring you a new season of summer updates. We released the GavsWeatherVids spring forecast last weekend, and so the long range bandwagon never stops here at the channel, as we always say. And now we are rolling on to summer updates, and update number 1 is about to be delivered. I shall get on with it for you in a moment. Just to say that first, the video release today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. Got GavsWeatherVids sunny roundup coming up for you around midday-ish. And then, if that wasn't up, it could be live at 6 PM. We'll be live streaming 10 to 14 there. We'll have some long range included in that as well. So it's going to be epic, epic, epic. And that will be coming up for you at 6 PM. And if you've got any questions about this summer update, of course, you can fire away on the live too. So please like, share, subscribe on all today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Now, thank you so to Richard and Shryan for our amazing summer 2024 update skip. This is a joint effort. The photo is from Shryan Brian, and Richard turned Shryan's photo into a GIF. So thank you so much to GIF Master Extraordinaire, Rich, and thank you so much to Shryan for supplying the picture as well. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. That is summer, isn't it? That's a summer picture. Thank you so much to hashtag Team Gav. Thank you so much to Shryan for getting the years together for us as well. And of course, as always, thank you so much to the wondrous Terry Scoling, hand on the shoulder. Right, okay, well, all that said, I reckon we're going to crack on with your first summer update, and we're going to be getting February data for this one. So we'll be looking at February CET and also England and Wales precipitation data. So let's start off with CET, the central in temperature for February 2024 came out 7.8, 4 degrees above 61 to 1990 average, placing it within the top 10 warmest Februaries on CET record since 1950. And so, well, you know how we love a countdown at GavsWeatherVids. So 1, 2, 3. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. Okay, we're going to have a look at the top 10. Top 10, you put your teeth in, Gavin. We're going to have a look at the top 10 mildest Februaries and the summers that follow them. So at number 10, even, we've got 1995. February 1995 was the top. Was number 10, I should say, for the mildest February CET. So summer 1995. Anyway, let's get on with it. Summer 1995. Get into gear, Gav. Come on, man. Come on. Summer 1995 was high pressure all the way. Look at this. Check this out. It was a classic hot, dry summer. Goodness gracious me. The sun shone for weeks and weeks and weeks, and wasn't it hot too? The grass turned brown and shriveled up. Yeah, you know, that's my summer. That's my generation, 76 actually, 95, and it's there at number 10. At number 9, the 9th wettest February was 2000. I'm talking about the 9th warmest February. February still to come. The 9th warmest February was 2023. Last February, the summer of 2023 looks like this. So rather unsettled summer with blocking. It has northern blocking within the high latitudes, and it has low pressure underneath it. Now, of course, you look around and think it was a really bad summer, and it wasn't great, was it, for July and August. It did, however, and you won't get this from the analogue, it did, however, have a very warm and dry June. Actually, the warmest June CET on record. And you won't get that from the analogues. So it's just going to show you, sometimes the analogues don't tell you everything that you need to know about a season. And that is one of the good examples of that from the summer of 2023. At number 8, the 8th mildest February was 2011. Summer 2011 was pretty bad. It had a deep trough of low pressure over top of the country in combination with northern blocking. So a pretty cool wet summer for that one. At number 7, we've got 1997. And this one's sending the low pressure down to the south with the high pressure up towards Scandinavia. Winds around that were coming in from the east. So it started off a very wet summer, actually, in 1997, but it got progressively hotter as it went along, culminating in exceptionally hot, but also a wet and thundery August in 1997. The 6th mildest February was 1961. The summer of 1961 was quite unsettled and changeable, with low pressure to the north, high pressure to the west, and winds coming in from off the Atlantic. So not a great summer, that one. Right, the top 5. At number 5, we've got the summer of 2019. This one with regular heat spikes, high pressure to the east and low pressure to the west, until 2022. The hottest temperature on record, I think, was recorded in 2019. But of course, we superseded that with 40 degrees in 2022. At number 4, the 4th mildest February was the aforementioned 2022. And the summer of 2022, look at this. This is a real classic summer analogue. Look at this big area of high pressure from the Azores into the western of Europe, into the north of Europe as well. Low pressure penned in around Greenland and Iceland, and so it's just hot, very, very hot in July and also August. It is the summer of 40 degrees there in 2022. Right, the top 3. At number 3, the 3rd mildest February was 2002. And so the summer of 2002 looks like this, rather mixed but warm for this one. Low pressure through the west of Europe, high pressure over Scandinavia. So that's quite a bit of rainfall, but it is a warm and humid summer. At number 2, we've got 1990, the 2nd mildest February since 1950 was 1990. This one, again, with high pressure reaching up from the Azores, also high pressure towards Scandinavia, low pressure is out here. So this is a summer that gets much better later on. It starts off quite cool and wet, really, for June 1990, and then it gets progressively hotter as we go along. Has a very hot spell at the end of July and into the early part of August. And then at number 1, can you guess what it is? Here we go. It's number 1. It's 2024. And, oh, who's that? I don't know. Who is that? Questions. I don't know. It's Gav. What's he doing? Anyway, yes, the mildest February on record, certainly since 1950 for the CET, is 0.1 degree under 1779, as we've been saying, of course, but haven't got analogues for 1779, obviously. So the warmest February CET, certainly since 1950, is 2024. And so we are trying to answer the questions. You know, got questions to answer. What will summer 2024 have in store, I wonder? Okay, let's put all of that together then. This is how all June's combined are looking. Following the top 10, mildest February is quite unsettled for June. Let's change the colour with low pressure over and to the west of the country. Sorry, everybody. High pressure is up over Scandinavia. So these Junes could be quite warm a lot of the time, despite the unsettled signal. I reckon the wind direction with that is probably very regularly coming up from the south, so quite a warm signal for the dunes, but also pretty unsettled, maybe, dare I say it, even a little bit volatile. Now, all July's combined following those top 10 mildest Februaries look like this. Perhaps a cooler but rather anticyclonic signal, higher pressure out to the west, lower pressure to the east, and so, you know, a lot of time will be quite a bit of dry weather with that, but might be rather on the cooler side, maybe, and interesting. Bear in mind, though, we have got 2022 and 2019 in the mix. 2019 had that tremendous heat spike, in 2022 did deliver 40 degrees during July of that year. But I think this is the classic one. This is how all August combined are looking following the top 10 mildest Februaries. And this looks pretty good if you want a dry, warm, maybe hot August with plenty of high pressure across northern and western Europe as well. Winds would be coming in from the east, which is a hot wind direction in August. So potentially, yes, we could deliver with that a dry, hot, classic August month there. And this is how all summers combined looking following the top 10 mildest Februaries, and we see we have high pressure ridging in from the Atlantic into northern Europe. So overall, a pretty decent analogue to start us off for our summer updates if you want a warm, dry summer. Bear in mind, though, that there's quite a lot of intra-month variation. Obviously, June is clearly the most unsettled month. July, somewhere in between, and then August tending to have the strongest anticyclonic signal. Right, so that rounds it off for the top 10 mildest Februaries, but now we're going to do England Wales precipitation, and guess what? Yes, we find that February also comes out in the top 10 for England Wales P as well during February. So it actually came out with an England Wales precipitation of 150.3 millimetres, which is an unbelievable 207% of average. Look at the blue line. That is actually February 2024, and look how that's just taking off and taking off. Absolutely crazy rainfall that we had during this February. It does place it in the top 10, and so top 10 wettest February. So as I keep saying, we love a countdown. So no, I won't do that again. So here we go. Once more, we are looking at number 10. This time for the top 10 wettest Februaries. So at number 10, we've got 1951. The summer of 1951 looking very unsettled. Lots of low pressure across western parts of Europe. That was a wet summer. So the deluge carried on, I think, from the winter of 1950-51, you know, it carried on right the way into the summer of 51 too. At number 9, we've got 2002. It's back again. So it's top 10 warmest, top 10 wettest February. This one, again, as I explained, it's an unsettled but warm summer with high pressure to the east, low pressure through the country. Regular sort of warm, humid interludes, but also quite unsettled summer. At number 8, we've got 1958. So the summer of 1958 is very, very unsettled. It's a cool, wet summer that we have there following on from the 8th wettest February. What a run of wet months that must have been. And then another very wet year is 1966. This was a wet summer as well, following on from a 7th wettest February. Lots of low pressure over to the east coast. You know, with higher pressure in the Atlantic. The sun shone when England won the World Cup. I think it's the last day of June, wasn't it? But otherwise, it was a pretty grim summer in a very wet year. Oh, look who's back! It's Gav. At number 6, we've got 2024, the 6th wettest February. Was indeed 2024. What will summer 2024 have in store? Questions. Number 5, top 5, we've got 2014. This is a very strange summer. The analogue itself looks cool and unsettled, northern blocking and low pressure to the south. However, it does have a very warm July with a 17 Celsius CET, and then a really cool August. August of 2014 was the coolest since 1993. That's quite a bizarre summer. At number 4, we've got 1977. This one brought an end very abruptly to the hot summers of the mid-1970s. 2 hot summers, 76 of a daddy, so 75 I should say, my daddy, 76. But summer 77 brings that to a very abrupt end with higher pressure out to the northwest. Low pressure to the south. It's a cooler, much cooler summer and sometimes unsettled. Top 3 now. We've got 1990. So the summer of 1990 is back again. High pressure ridging up from the Azores. Starts unsettled. Has a tremendous hot spell in the early part of August. At number 2, we've got 1950. Summer of 1950 is exceptionally wet and cool with deep low pressure in from off the Atlantic. And then guess what is number 1? Here it is. Yes, it's 2020, the polar vortex of doom, February. So the wettest February for England Wales precipitation was with the polar vortex of doom in 2020, but summer of 2020, hang on, I've got 2024 there. Why you done there, Gab? What's he done? What's he done? That is an analogue. What the hell have you done there, Gab? That is an analogue for, that's an analogue for January 24. Right, well, I tell you what, I'm going to get the analogue up, actually, for summer 2020. It's going to give everybody a good laugh, isn't it? No, I'm going to get the analogue up for the summer of 2020. You're going to see it, as it's number 1, you know, been building up and building up and building up, and then I've got the wrong analogue. It's Gab. Right, well, hold on, everybody. The analogue for the summer of 2020 in 2 seconds. Hold your horses, and we'll do it. Okay, right, well, we'll do that again then, shall we? Here we go then. Forget that just happened, but the analogue for January 2024 just randomly cropped up in the middle of the summer update, and I will do it again. Right, so this was number 2, not summer 1950. So at number 1, guess what it is? Oh, well, big surprise, Yes, we... the wettest February for England Wales precipitation was with the polar vortex of doom. You're so shocked at that, aren't you? In 2020. So the summer of 2020 looks like this. Check this out, everyone. With a trough of low over top of UK and a ridge out. What's he doing? A ridge out in the Atlantic. So a rather mixed summer, but it did have some very hot spells. It had a bit of everything in the summer of 2020, actually. Oh, it had some very hot spells, it had some very cool wet spells, severe gales flattened by runner beans. You name it, it happened in the summer of 2020, a little bit like this video. So let's put all of that together then, shall we? Why don't we do that? This is how all Junes combined are looking. Not only in the top 10 wettest Februaries, so very unsettled actually for the Junes. Oh dear, deep low pressure across the west of Europe there. All Julys combined from the top 10 wettest Februaries, tending to have some higher pressure just out to the west. Low pressure is to be a drier signal for the Julys, but probably quite cool with winds in from the northwest. And then August, well, big difference here with wet Februaries compared to the warm Februaries. August keeps the unsettled weather going, really, with low pressure across the West Europe, and there is a bit of higher pressure away to north. So out of the 2 sets, I think definitely the CT set is the best if you want some warmer, drier summer weather. And this set looks pretty grim, doesn't it? And that's the analogue, finally, for all summers combined, but in the top 10 wettest Februaries. It's a very unsettled summer analogue indeed, with deep low pressure through the west of Europe and higher pressure away to the north. So that looks pretty grim, doesn't it? Never mind, it's only update number 1, and the first set wasn't too bad, I don't think. Right, well, that's it then. That went all that went all right, didn't it? Minus the whole thing falling apart at number 1 there. Never mind. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this summer update, and why wouldn't you have done? Please do you like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids messing up, and that would be absolutely fantastic if you could all do that. Which I noticed though, didn't I? I did manage to rectify the situation. Imagine if I hadn't noticed January 2024 cropping up in the middle of the summer update. Anyway, never mind. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. It all fell apart, but that's Gav. Nobody does it like Gav, as I always say. That's what you're tuning in for, really, isn't it? Be honest. You're tuning in to see Gav mess up, see what he's going to do next. I know you are. Anyway, thank you so to Richard, and thank you so to Shryan for our summer updates gear, for all the help on the update. Thank you so much, hashtag Team Gav. So we're off and running with summer updates. We'll be back next week with update number 2, same time, same place. And we've got the GavsWeatherVids study roundup coming up for you a little bit later. I'll be live at 6 PM. I'm sure you're going to have questions. I'm sure you're going to have questions about this one. So I shall see you live at 6 PM. But for the first summer, maybe last, summer 2024 update, that's all for now. And thanks so much, Ian. Bye for now.